Hello, this is Gerard Chiusano, composer with OCP, and welcome to this episode where I will be demonstrating psalms from Respond Acclaim and Spirit and Psalm for the 22nd Sunday in Ordinary Time in Year C. The psalm for this weekend comes from Psalm 68, and it's not one of the more familiar psalms in the repertoire, but it does come up once every 3 years. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. This is a psalm that is addressed first to God in its refrain, and also to all of creation in the verses, although this refrain, this antiphon, does come from the ending part of the verses in the third verse. Let me demonstrate for you today the way a cantor might proclaim it. Again, obviously I do this from the keyboard. A cantor would do this from the ambo.
God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. The just rejoice and exult before God. They are glad and rejoice. Sing to God, chant praise to his name, whose name is the Lord. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. The father of orphans and the defender of widows is God in his holy dwelling. God gives a home to the forsaken. He leads forth prisoners to prosperity. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. A bountiful rain you showered down, O God, upon your inheritance. You restored the land when it languished. Your flock settled in it. In your goodness, O God, you provided it for the needy. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor.
Let me say something about the pacing of the refrain today. Sometimes the refrains are taken very slowly. I have seen this in parishes quite often. However, you want to pace the refrain in most cases, not in all. In most cases, you want to pace the refrain according to the tempo at which it might be spoken. God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. Now, granted, you're not going to take it quite that fast. That would be, God, in your goodness, you have made a home for the poor. You might do that if you were chanting, but this is not chant, this is metered. And so you want to pace it somewhere in between, so that it is not so slow that the assembly can't breathe it, but yet not so fast that the text gets lost. Especially with the Psalms, the text is of utmost importance. Remember, this is not a pretty song between the readings. This is the second proclamation of Scripture in the liturgy.